John here again, coming at you with another review, and that is Volcano, 1997 disaster film. And to me, it's a fun movie. I don't get some of the hate. I think at the time, Roger Ebert gave it like 1.5 star. I'm like, really? Is it perfect? No, but to me, it's still entertaining. You have a good cast. First off, you have Tom Lee Jones in the film, Anne Heche, Gabby Hoffman, Don Cheadle, before he was War Machine, directed by Nick Jackson, who before this directed The Bodyguard and L.A. Story, and I thought he did a good job directing. But the plot, you have Tom Lee Jones in the film, who plays this character Mike Work, and he works for this emergency management for the city, where they report, on earthquakes and such. And one day they have this earthquake, and Tom Lee Jones's character, feels that something else is going on here, that something below the surface is brewing. So he finds this geologist, Amy Barnes, who is played by Anne Heche, and they soon discover that there's a volcano, and it comes up to the surface, and it's up to Tom Lee Jones's character and this lady, Anne Heche's character, to stop the lava from spreading and consuming the city. And that's pretty much the plot. Now get into the film. Again, it's a fun movie. And I know around this time, I think in the same year, Dante's Peak came out, and that's one that I would like to refresh on. I like the film, but it's been a minute since I've seen it. Daylight, that's another disaster film that people don't talk about much, with Stallone. Even though in that film, the supporting characters are a pain in the ass, because it's like throughout the film they're writing Sly, writing his ass. It's like Sly's good in the film, but it's like the rest of the characters, you just want to like shut up, just leave Sly alone, let him do his thing. But I still love Daylight. To me that's underrated. That's a very good disaster film. And again, Dante's Peak, I mentioned that. And this one is a good one. I mean, I don't understand Roger Ebert giving it 1.5 star. Didn't like in the same year, I swear, and I could be wrong, but didn't he say like Speed 2 had good action, or that he liked Speed 2? But he gives this film 1.5 star? Come on, Roger Ebert. I know I shouldn't brag on or hound on the dead, but it's just one of those things I don't understand. And I know it gets like a 5.5 in IMDb. I haven't read through or gone through, I haven't went through the reviews on IMDb or anything like that, but I know it gets like a 5.5. And I think it deserves a little bit higher than that. To me, I mean, I just don't. 5.5, I mean, I just don't. It should get a higher score. I don't know what it has in Rotten Tomatoes, but I could care less about Rotten Tomatoes. But let's get to the cast. I mean, Tom Lee Jones in the film, I thought, did a good job here playing this character, a regular guy. And around this time, Tom Lee Jones was on fire. I mean, there was a stretch of films that he did around this time was just, like he just ruled the 90s. Tom Lee Jones. I mean, from The Fugitive to, The Client, which he was in a year later. Batman Forever, you can mention that. I mean, Men in Black, U.S. Marshals, he would do a year later. Double Jeopardy. He was in so many good films around this time. And I'm a big Tom Lee Jones fan. And I thought he did a good job in this film. Playing this character, Mike Work. Again, a regular guy who, works for the city. And I cared for his character. I was invested into his character. Think about this. Nowadays, if they made this type of film, it would be for the Sci-Fi Channel. And you wouldn't care about any character. Think about that. Like this, This film came out at a good time where you can have a lead actor that you can root for, whether if it's Tom Lee Jones in this film or Stallone in Daylight. Nowadays, again, if you had this type of film, it would be on the Sci-Fi Channel and it would star Steve Guttenberg. Nothing against Steve Guttenberg. People got to make a living. People got to pay bills, I understand, but think about it. Nowadays, it would be shitty CGI or it would have a $300 million budget starring Dwayne Johnson. But we saw that already with San Andreas, which this is a much better film than that. I prefer this way more than San Andreas. Anne Heche, I didn't mind her in the film. I know she's kind of cuckoo in real life. Then one time she said that she was abducted by aliens or something like that. I swear. But I thought she was fine in the film. Gabby Hoffman, you may recognize her from Uncle Buck. She played Maisie in the film, and I thought she was fine here. Keith David, I forgot, he's in this film from The Thing and They Live, Men at Work. I thought he was good in the film. He had a little bit to do, not much, but a good supporting role. Don Cheadle, I thought was good in the film. And it's nice to see, Don Cheadle in an early role, before, playing War Machine and stuff. But I thought he did a good job here. As Tom Lee Jones' friend in the film who works at the, I guess, command center, who is sort of reporting back to him. So good cast overall. I didn't mind the score. And again, Mick Jackson, I thought he did a good job directing. I know he directed The Bodyguard, which that's one I haven't seen, believe it or not. An L.A. Story, I think that's the one with Steve Martin. That's another film. I do have that one. I have L.A. Story, but I haven't seen it. But I thought you did a good job with this. And the effects, the lava effects, I thought were really good. For 1997, they did a very good job with the effects. Like, again, imagine that today. It just wouldn't look good. It would look very bad. It would look cheap. And I know people would be like, oh, the film's not realistic. That, oh, it would never happen. A volcano would never erupt in LA. That's why it's a movie, folks. It's about escapism. Sometimes it's okay to turn off your brain. When did that become a crime? When did it become a crime to escape? That's my question. Like, for those out there that are not fans of this film, that say that it's not realistic. Oh, it would never happen. Oh, it's a stupid plot, this and that. And my phone getting the start time for work. But again, I ask, when did it become a crime to escape? Why is escapism so bad? But it's just one of those things that I've heard in regards to this film. Oh, the plot isn't realistic. It would never happen. No shit. It's a movie. But that's the thing, is I can escape. I can have fun. The characters are likable. It moves at a good pace. 103 minutes, but it doesn't feel like it. There was never a slow spot. It kept me interested. Because again, I like the characters. What else can I talk about? Again, I thought Mick Jackson did a good job directing. Some interesting scenes where they tried to barricade the lava, and it didn't work, but they never gave up. And you have a couple of scenes where people are burned alive, And, yeah, it's just, I don't know what more I can say about the film. Volcano, again, it's not a perfect film. It's not going to be perfect, but I think to me, it's a fun disaster film. It's entertaining. You have a very good cast, very solid cast. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones is good in the film. Anne Heche, I didn't mind her in the film. Gabby Hoffman, damn phone keeps going off. Don Cheadle is good support. Keith David's good support. Mick Jackson did a good job directing. The effects look very good for 1997. It still holds up. That's something how lava effects from 1997 look so much better back then than it does today. Because today, if they were to put this out, it wouldn't look as good. 1997 did it better. And again, it came out at a good time when you had some good disaster movies, and this was a good one. So, yeah, a good movie in my book. And again, I think it deserves a little bit higher than a 5.5 in IMDb. You know, you'll have a hell of a good time. Or as the line right here says, you'll have a hell of a time. So, recommend Volcano, good disaster film, and that's my review of that. Thank y'all for watching, and take care.